I want to welcome all 6 of us here. We're sparse in numbers, but not in enthusiasm. Hopefully, we're all raring to go. And I acknowledge the presence of our president, Jennifer Wilcox.
I'll say hello to everyone who's here so far. Some of the regulars aren't here, but a very warm welcome to our guest Judy today, who's got some really exciting things to share with us, and a really warm welcome also to Jim, who I haven't seen eyeballed for quite a long time. It's good to see you, Jim. How's Jenny?
Oh, she's very well. She's very well. You could probably see her just there.
Hi, Jenny. Yeah. How are you going? All good. Excellent. Excellent. And good to see that Isabel's all lined up and on board. And welcome also to Julie Novotny. Thank you. I watched you on a video the other day, yesterday, I think, yeah, at BSOL.
Yeah, I've just trained 3 of their mentors up on on my mentoring with my mentoring grant.
Right.
So just finished one literally half an hour ago. So I'm getting them involved to be connected now.
Yeah, that's excellent. Good on you.
All good news then. Fantastic.
All good news all round.
Yeah. And Jennifer mentioned that we have a special guest today, and that's Judy Elias.
One gets that mixed up.
Who is currently the president of Manly Computer Pals. So we welcome Judy, and she's going to talk about the Iconic Museum. And this is a mystery to me as to what it's all about. So I'll hand over to Judy to start and tell us all about it. Judy.
Well, let me just begin by thanking everyone at ASCCA for inviting me to do this presentation. I've just finished another presentation with Probus at Belrose, yeah, and that was exciting. And I just briefly mentioned this iconic museum, but I'm not going to call it Iconic Museum anymore. I think it might be better if we call it an iconic virtual computer gallery, so it doesn't sort of sound old hat. So I've got to just change that sort of psychology bit, you know. So yeah, we're going to call it a gallery rather than a museum. So that's the plan. And it's all virtual at the moment, and the bottom line is the reason it's virtual, it's online, is because I'm looking to find a place to house all our computers and any new donations that we get. So if we're looking for a venue basically. So if anyone knows of a sugar daddy around, let me know, and and I'll play up to the sugar daddy. You know, don't worry, I know how to do all that stuff. It just comes a natural, just to have some. So we just need a really. I don't care even if it's a. Well, I do care if it's a garage, but I thought I might use my garage because most of everything's in my garage now, and I'm just about to fit the car in there. And it's got a few dinks and scrapes because of that, but yeah, that's the bottom line. So we're trying to move it offline into a venue. Yeah, we'll find something eventually, but it'd be great if it was in Manly or on the Northern Beaches somewhere, so that it sort of becomes a tourist attraction for people, as well as if we can have, we'll have school children coming to visit it, and we're going to have a digital classroom. This is the concept, by the way, a digital classroom which will have all the different computers and learning centre for children of all ages, and it will be a futuristic type of area as well. And we're going to have a little, and also the plan is to have a cafe. So you can have a sort of nice area where we can sit and chat about various things that you've seen or going to see. So so that's the plan. So without further ado, I guess I better share my screen, Teak, yeah?
Sounds good.
And we'll run through what I've put together so far. So can I just briefly outline this website that I've put together for the iconic gallery. So this is the Our Story, our homepage, and basically what it means is, what it's showing us as I'm scrolling down is just an intro into what the concept was initially. So right at the beginning, what happened was we had somewhat like, I'll read this to you. The dream began from a single stray phone call, and the lady, Diana Clump, actually, she rang up and she said, my deceased son has an historical collection of computers and digital devices, and he has requested it to be gifted. And she asked, would we be interested? And of course I jumped at it. And I thought, yes, I'll have a look. So we had a date for me to go down and have a look at all her stuff in her house, and that was all in tubs and plastic tubs and everything. And I had a quick look, and I was just awe-inspired. And I said, yeah, we'll grab hold of all this and we'll promote it. So we did, by putting it now on a website. So that's how it all began. So they were our first steps. So basically, this is what the homepage is saying. And where to next? We've got to just find a venue. So let's look at the tabs up the top. That's Our Story. Then we go to About Us, and these are just the people that are supposedly involved. It's myself. Nan said that she thinks it's a great idea, and I've got someone else, Alison. She was part of Forest Computer Pals. The next tab up the top there is our virtual museum. Now, what that is, I've done all this myself, and just to let you know, because I know that you're all computer literate, I used a few apps to generate this, and the first one was, of course, you have to take 360-degree photographs, and you can take that you can take it on an iPhone with an app that's free. You can download it, and it's called 360-degree panorama pictures. It ain't that good, but it will do the trick. Then the next app that you use, you import it into an app called Affinity Photos, which allows you to develop the 360 degree. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but you use that app, and then you import it into Memento 360, which you're looking at now, the result of, where you can put all these different links and everything, So anyway, let's just run through this. So you use the right hand, like not on the actual picture side, on the white area on the right hand side, I use to scroll down on the page to just see, explains how to navigate. But basically what you do is you just click on the mouse and drag it, and you can just see, you get a 360-degree version of this particular screen, which is our reception area, right? I made a reception area, and there's all these clickable things in this reception area, and we've got three digital devices, 3 computers here displayed, and if we click on each one, say this one here, that's an iMac G4, and we can click on it, and it will go to explain what the G4 is. Shall I do that? I do.
Yeah.
And there it is. So this is explaining what the iMac G4 is all about. There's a picture of it, and this is that's it. And so if we use these left and right arrows that navigate to everything that's inside everything that's actually in that reception area. So the next one was the Tandy that was there. Is the the Amstrad PC, and that's an explanation of it as well. If I want to get out of that, I'll just click on the top right hand cross, which goes back to our original screen. So we've got these, so that's where in our foyer, I call it a reception, but the proper name is the foyer, of course. And then we can actually go into the auditorium where you can, through the auditorium, and you can see the iconic classrooms that supposedly we're going to have in the real life. So we can click in that, but I won't jump to that right now. I'll just show you the other three exhibition areas. So we're in our museum, in our foyer, and then we can click on our all Apple exhibition area. And here we go. This is our Apple area with all the various different Apple devices that we have got. I have got all in my garage at the moment from this donation from Lance, the son of Diana Clump. So here they, and they all work, by the way. They're all, so anyway, I'm just going to scroll right, so you get the 360-degree picture. There's my bloke. He's supervising, he's looking after it so no one steals these things. So there we have it. So they're all the Apple ones that we put in this room here. And once again, if you wanted to know more about each of these computers, you could just click on any one of them. This is the Apple Newton, sitting on the shelf up there, top right and the right, so we can see what Apple Newton was all about. That's the history of it. Now, if we're not, and that's only a short blurb that's there, but if you want to go further, you can click on this link here that takes you to the Wikipedia site that explains further. I'm not going to do that, but I think you all know what that's all about. So how to do that. So I'll get out of that. So that's all the Apple devices that we've got we can display physically as well. So how about the non-Apple? So we'll click on that and we'll go to the non-Apple, and here we've got all these ones here, and a little sign up there saying there's Amstrad, Atari, Compaq, Hewlett-Packard, NEC, and all these ones here. And that's all of them that also are in my garage, by the way, and they all work. And how about this one on the shelf, the Palm Portable Keyboard, sorry. So I'll click on that, and it's not working only because I'm on the internet that is slow. So, but it does work there you go, this one here. I clicked on the Tandy one, and this all explains about Tandy, this Tandy computer. And if you wanted more information, you could click on this link here, which takes you directly to Wikipedia about Tandy. So I'll scroll down on that. Now, that's the museum. So we can go back up to the virtual museum tab right up the top and mosey on to the virtual classroom tab. So we'll click on the virtual classroom tab, and here we have our classroom. Again, it's a 360-degree view of what's in our classroom. Any kids or anything that are sitting there, but it's empty at the moment, as we can see. So we'll just do the 360-degree view. But look on the main screen here on the board. You can see all the different icons, which would all the different organisations or companies that now use computers or digital technology. So just say we clicked on Iconic. So I'll click on that, and that's tab each of the 4 cogs to explore the virtual Iconic. So that's just explaining what you have to do in the centre bit here. So these are the 4 cogs, 2 on the left of it and 2 on the right of it. Let's do, say, social media. So I'll click on social media, and here we have, by scrolling from the top to the bottom, all the different social media platforms that we are currently available. When I actually produced this, which was over a year ago, I think, so time goes so quickly. So just say we wanted to know a bit about Facebook or a bit more about Instagram or LinkedIn or any of these, TikTok or any, we could just click on those and get a bit more info. How about WhatsApp? So we click on WhatsApp and there we go. We have it all about WhatsApp. And once again, you can go to the Wikipedia part of WhatsApp as well. So we're going to get out of that. There's a little left hand arrow. You can just click on that and it gets out of that. So that's our that's our virtual classroom in a nutshell. But these little icons here, you can, like, if this little on the left hand side at the top, that arrow, you can get that back again, or to the left arrow you can delete that. These three dots, you can click on that and it tells you, and it gives you a visual wording of what those icons are. So you can click on any one of these. So we go to Big Tech. Instead of going to Big Tech on this image here with the cog, you can click on Big Tech here and it'll give you all the Big Tech organisations that we can display and look for. So just so we wanted to know a bit more about Amazon, click on Amazon and who ran it and all that sort of thing. And we can also go to the website, to the Wikipedia website to get more info. I won't worry about the autoplay anyway. Don't worry about that at the moment. Yeah, so that's basically it. As far in this demo anyway, for the virtual classroom. So further to that, let's go to the WYSIWYG. What you see, a tab at the top right in our menu bar. So we'll click on WYSIWYG, which stands for what you see is what you get. And this is what I did initially for Diana Clump when she donated all her son Lance's computers to. I put together a video, and I won't run through this whole video with you, but I'll just give you a brief outline. I'll just first scroll through the page that it's on, and it's just saying anyone can share their memories here, by the way, and we're sharing our memories from Diana here. So if anyone wants to donate any further of their digital devices, they will get their own page and their own memories on this website. And these are just other links. These are things that you can link to directly to this video. So let me just click on this red arrow, which will open up. Is that all right?
Yeah, it's not great. It was much better the other day.
Oh, was it?
Sharing that is in work in progress. Taking a look through the eyes of WYSIWYG.
Now that's better.
So, what's the buzz and what's all the chatter? It's memories of yesteryear, sharing an historical museum of computers revealing the path to our future.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Tandy 102. The Tandy 102 was introduced in 1986 as a direct replacement for the Model 100. This computer shared a lot of the similarities with the Palm Pilot. It has an address book, a built-in text editor, an appointment book. What it had that a Palm Pilot doesn't is a built-in modem at a frightening speed of 300 baud and a full travel keyboard. It also only had 24K, expandable to 32K, and an 8-bit processor. Also 20 hours battery life on 4 AA batteries. The Tandy 102 stopped being made in 1991.
Macintosh SE. The Macintosh SE is a personal computer designed, manufactured, and sold by Apple Computer from March 1987 to October 1990. It marked a significant improvement on...
Anyway, that's...
Just sitting there peacefully.
I won't go through the whole video, but that's the basic outline of...
on the Macintosh Plus design and was introduced by Apple at the same time.
so it just goes through every device that we have on display. Yeah, this took forever to do this, you know.
I was about to ask how long it did take you, and how many devices do you actually have?
I think there's about 40 there or something. I don't know. And there's a few more that I just got sick of photographing, so I've gone, I'll bugger that. I'll do it another day. And I never got around to doing it another day. But it's all good stuff, and a few people have added some more to the collection, and I've said no, stop. We've got to. My garage is not big enough anymore. I got to find a proper venue. So that's basically the story about it all. So yeah, that's the website. That's our iconic gallery, computer gallery, and I think will I stop sharing my? This is the end now, Teak. Shall I stop sharing my screen?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Does anyone have any questions for Judy?
Have I stopped sharing it now?
No. Now you have.
Yes.
That's amazing. I think you must be a very bored retiree. I used to call myself a bored retiree, but that's absolutely amazing. But I tried to Google it, and I'm getting some other.
I'll put the link in. I'll put the link in the chat for you, Judy.
All right, thanks.
Well done,
That's really
Judy.
amazing.
No, I'm not a bored
Absolutely.
retiree. I've just got so much on my plate, but I just don't forget, like, we had COVID and like things, and I just did it in between all that, you know. But I will be a board retiree shortly, though. I'm stepping down from being a president at Manly Computer Powers in October. When we have our AGM. So if anyone knows that wants to be a president of anything, if they're a board retiree, become a president of Manly.
I thought you had that covered.
We did, but they got what do you call it? Cold feet. That's the one. Yeah. So what can you do? You know, well, I'd rather know now than when they're like a week into the deal, and you know, so yeah. So that's the story. So there you go. Yeah. Any questions? Thank you, Julie.
Fabulous. So fabulous, Judy. Yeah.
I just have one question, if I could.
No. Yeah, of course, Susan. Run with it, Susan. It'll be just such an awkward question coming from you. Yeah.
You've got two different spellings of iconic. Some have one N and some have two N's. Which is it?
Which is it? It's two N's. When I built this whole platform, this whole thing, I didn't even know it was going to be called iconic. It just came to me afterwards. So I went to register it, and everything's iconic with one N. So I thought, okay, I'll get around this by putting two N's in it and making it look like the design I've got. I thought that was a really good trick. So it's now registered with the way it is now, two N's, okay? So it's a 2N thing, and no one can take that from us. And I'll change the website, I'll fix up all the things that it's got just the one N. So that's a good point, Susan. Great question. And at least I could answer it.
Well, guys.
So it was all to do with registering the website name, that someone else had already got iconic with one N. So you ingeniously popped another N in there.
Yeah, that's right.
The iconic is a quite famous online shopping platform. So sells all sorts of bits and bobs. So,
yeah. But that was a clever, ingenious way around getting around that without changing the name of it, but just changing the spelling.
Yeah.
Clever.
Yeah, that's right. I thought that was quite ingenious too. I like that word, ingenious.
Yeah. I have put another link in the chat because Jen and I had a big conversation with Natalie, who is our project partner for our round 8 that we're winding up for the Be Connected. And her passion is museums, because they're the Australian Museums and Galleries Association. And she told us about this Digital Preservation Coalition. And they have the biggest museum of working historical technology in the UK. So, and it's in Bristol. So if anyone's ever heading over that way, I'm putting it on the list when I eventually get over there. I'm going to drag my husband around. I'm sure he'll love that.
My apologies for being late. I've just got back from the hospital visiting my wife. So I apologise for not being here on time.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, Ross, I could run through it again and bore everyone.
No, don't do that.
Only kidding.
No, we'll put this one up on our YouTube anyway. I think that'll be a good one to go up there. I still haven't finished editing the 2 of last month's together because that's been a little bit challenging. What to cut.
Julie, did you find the iconic now when you've got the spelling with 2 N's in it? Julie?
Julie or Judy? I've got it. I'm logged in because Natika sent me the link.
Good. Excellent.
I was doing the WYSIWYG. I was Googling that.
No, that's WYSIWYG. Yeah.
I know. Different thing altogether. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was confused.
I'm glad you're on the right track.
Yeah, thank you.
That was
So,
fabulous.
Rob, can you see that so that you can guide yourself around the website? Ross?
Oh, yes, I've been onto the website. Yep, no problem.
Yeah, good. So you know what we've just talked about.
I will when I get back and have another look at it.
Yes, good. Excellent. So the whole purpose of the forum is to share ideas. So has anyone picked up any ideas from what Judy has done with these historic machines, or can you think of any way to help her? Anything happening out there?
Have you got like a historical society? I suppose, I don't know whether it would have to be a specialist one, wouldn't it, for technology?
Yeah.
There is a club in Melbourne called iMug, and they've put together a museum, and it's, I believe, in the Melbourne Museum. But the trouble with museums is that every so often they hide things in the dungeons, and then they may or may not share that with other people. It might stay in the dungeons for years and you don't know whether it's ever going to come out again. So that's not ideal, is it?
No.
What you could, just another suggestion, if you wanted to go bigger, you could do cameras and iPhones, add to computer, phones, cameras.
Yeah, you're right, Julie. I'd like to do the whole lot. Yeah, you know, and watches and like there's just so much. You know, like it's endless. But the point is, we need just need some people behind us to back us and run with it, and the right venue in the right place, and we'll go. I can't do it on my own. Put it that way.
That digital preservation. That digital preservation coalition might be a really useful spot for you, Jude, because it's creating a community that provides. So I'm just reading off them. Provides an effective platform for meaningful and sustained professional exchange. So, but there might be some ideas and all of that sort of stuff in there. So I highly recommend having a look in there and seeing if that might be of some use to you.
That's great.
They might have ideas.
Where's the link on that? Have you
just if you click on that little chat bubble at the top of this window.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Yep.
So yeah, that might. I mean, you never know. When you're looking for that sort of stuff, it helps to talk to people who are already in that space or sort of along those lines. Just need to hit up old Elon and see if he's got a few thousand spare to
he'd
build
be
a
into anything.
museum.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Probably, yeah.
Oh, while he's being a megalomaniac with his rebranding of Twitter.
God, the X, like a
And
big
his
X.
Darling.
Yeah.
Yes, we're out.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I can't see
Michael J. Fox with his Back to the Future would be good, but he's pretty riddled with his
Yes.
Parkinson's these days. I was watching a movie on him. He's struggling big time. But that would have been good.
I'll put it back in there again, Jude. Just go into the chat panel and have a look.
Right
Can we
down.
just mute Ralph while he's on the phone?
Yeah, can.
Tig, I can't see it.
Hang on, I've just got to get my people back up. I haven't.
Okay, all right.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can you call back in there?
It's a bit harder to.
I watched a video. No, I didn't. I was on a website yesterday checking something out, and I came across an organisation that was. I mentioned to Susan that I might sort of investigate them further. So they're more of a Australian computing. I forget the last word that they used in their name, but anyway, look, I'll hunt it up because it could. What you really need is like an Elon Musk or a body, to provide the support for it. I mean, if ASCCA was flush with funds, how good would that be as well?
Yeah,
that
I know.
And then you've got a team of people adding
ASCCA. Yeah, but do you know what I was thinking, Jen? Look, I really think the money won't be an issue once we get the venue, and I'll tell you for what my thoughts are. Because if we're up and running, and we say, I don't know, we say to the Apple people, can you donate and support us because we're showing your products, and then the same will happen with Amazon, and the same will happen with like Microsoft, all of them. Once one gets, the others will have to start funding us.
Otherwise they're left out.
Yes, that's right. So we just got to get that initial enthusiasm, and with a few people, and then we're home and hosed, I reckon. And then I can give it to someone else, and I can just be a board retiree, Julie.
Yes, definitely. But on that same topic, the software that you've used to create that could be adapted to, say, a normal museum that's got, old washing tubs and artifacts and whatever. The whole concept could be, and it could become part of their historical society's website or something, because my brain's going 49 to the dozen because I'm doing a museum in Walpole and I'm on the historical society.
A lot of digitised collections. So what we've learned from our Be Connected partnership in the last 12 months is that there are a lot of museums that are digitising their collections, and that's why they've partnered with us for us to train digital mentors so that they could better support their board retirees to be volunteers to come along and digitise collections for them, and that's collections across all sorts of historical bits and bobs.
That's great. Okay, well, can I just get me links?
But it also brings in younger people as well. Historical societies, have got us old ducks there, and a lot of them don't want to embrace the technology side of it. So when it's exciting, maybe that would be an enticement for younger people to come on board as well, because it's, their future that's really in their hands.
Well, you're spot on, Jen. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Yeah, us old folks are over it, and the grandkids, and I reckon are the ones that we've got to get on the bandwagon. That's why I thought a digital classroom and all that, all that sort of stuff. Have a few of those going, and like computer engineers and all those people can meet and have something in common, but have a really, have it all happening, but not, anyway, I've got
there's another link.
there.
There's another link
It
in
could
the
be
chat.
bigger
to
than
the
Ben-Hur.
Yeah.
So there's another link in the chat that might be a useful contact for you, Judy, for the Australian Museums and Galleries Association. So they're like ASCCA, but representing museums and galleries around the countryside. So they might be worth a conversation. Or have you got like a University of Technology or something?
Yeah, we've got all that, but I can't see all these ones you're talking about. I can just see the doc online from you. Is that what it is? 2 doc onlines, and anyway, look, I don't want to hold it up now. So just maybe if you could send it to me.
Yeah, I'll email them to you.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
Has anybody used the augmented reality? When I was at Charters Towers,
Yeah.
at Charters Towers, and I went up to the Tower Hill, they had an augmented reality you could log into, and as you were walking around, they asked you to put your phone up and show it up there, and all of a sudden these planes came overhead, but they were on your phone, but you could see the picture, and then on your phone you could see these airplanes coming up, and that's what it was like in the war. It was amazing.
Well, that's what would be great to have in what I'm talking about now. All that stuff.
Yeah, it's incredible stuff.
Have that on display so people can see what the whole story is about with all this new digital technology. I think it's just amazing, what's available, that we just, there's got to be a central place for people to see that, I'd say, on the northern beaches. Thanks, Natika. I just got that. Nat, I just got it.
Good day.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks.
Brilliant.
I think it's great. Now that and thanks for the opportunity, ASCCA, Jen and Teak, because now a few more people know about it, and maybe down the track you'll hear something that might be motivating, and you could send through some info, and links and all that. That'd be great. Okay.
Do you have anyone else at Manly helping you with this, or is it just you solely doing it?
It's just me doing it. It'd be great if I could have someone that would be as enthusiastic or interested, but find me someone.
Put an ad in the newspaper, or put it out on Facebook or something, or LinkedIn even, where you could get your future seniors involved and that sort of stuff.
Before we run away, is there another person from another club who would like to share a difficulty or a success with the group today? Yeah, Julie?
I've taken my digital mentoring. Like I said, I didn't have to. I bought a van because my husband's Parkinson's and we're limited time. So I bought the van. I still had to finish off my round 8 digital mentoring. So I headed up to North Queensland and I dropped into a library there, and the library around Emerald, I just happened to pick up a card for the coordinator. She wants me to sign up to 12 her staff to do the mentoring. I met up with another one up in Atherton Tablelands. They want me to go back and run some workshops up there to train all their library staff. So I've met my quota because I still had about 20 people to mentor. And just in that time, I've met them all. And there's a huge pocket up here that's not being looked after, which I've just stumbled onto. And I was at a caravan park, and there was one lady at the caravan park who said her daughter does it. I've just finished mentoring her today, and she's down in Victoria. She wants to do exactly what I'm doing, travel around and do the mentoring. So the traveling with the van and doing mentoring, and I did it at a caravan park at a camp kitchen. They put it out on the thing that there's someone there that if you want some digital help, there's a lady in the camp kitchen at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Sat there and I had people just coming up, grey nomads, asking, well, how do I turn this off? How do I do that? So it's been very successful, but I should be winding it up very shortly. I'm going to wind up Wise and Connected and just stick to my not-for-profit and sell it. So it's been good. There's some good pockets out there in the remote areas.
Julie, so you're training learners as opposed to training digital mentors?
A bit of
Doing
both. A bit of both. I'm doing train the trainer. Like I've got my quota now. I've just got to finish training them and do follow-ups. But at the same time, I've got one of the smaller grants that when I'm at the caravan park, I will also mentor the grey nomads, and I got a Starlink to do that. In the last grant, I said I need a Starlink and I need blah blah blah. So I'm doing a bit of both.
I saw that on the VSOL.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a presentation with Brisbane seniors.
Julie, if you're at capacity for your digital mentors,
yes.
Have you got round 9 or not?
No, I didn't get that. I've got round 9 for SOS, but that's within New South Wales, so I'm not doing that there. Yep. So I do have others that I can refer to you. Yes.
That'd be great, because we're going to do 1 or 2 online versions for this round. So I've just had a chat with the Kimberley Community Legal Service. I've got my first full day of training for round 9 here at home next week. So I've got all the library stuff here.
Most of mine have been Zoom sessions, and I never originally planned that, but that's the way it's ended up panning out. And I also promoted on all the work sites where people want to do. When I got to Cairns, I promoted there, and I picked up a few leads there. But I will have others coming in that I'm not.
We're happy to take them on. So
definitely.
Excellent.
Okay, Ross, do you have anything you want to share with us? Difficulties, successes, whatever? Ross?
Sorry, no, I'm fine.
So which club do you belong to, Ross?
Wait a second, I'm on mute. Hang on.
No, you're not. You're all good.
No, you're not.
We can hear you.
You can hear me. Yes, I'm a member of the CPALs at Castle Hill, where Ralph is the president.
Oh, yes.
And I've recently been asked to join the committee by Ralph, and already he's allocated me as with the portfolio of events coordinator, coordinating 6 such things as the local council's senior week and a few other things. I'm making arrangements to set up a stall in the local shopping centre so we can promote the club and the aims and things like that. But slow going at the moment because, as I mentioned before, my wife is currently in hospital in the cardiac ward, and I'm a little concerned because she's not great, but she's hanging in there. So at the moment, my mind has been on other things, and I must apologise for missing the start of this meeting, but I just got back from the hospital.
So when you go to a shopping centre, are you aiming at specifically seniors, or do other people come up and ask questions?
Well, anyone who wants to come and talk to me will get my spiel. I am going to put up a PowerPoint presentation on Loop about the courses that we're offering, some of the benefits of membership, and some of the sorts of things that people might be interested. We'll run that on a loop, and then we'll have a couple of committee meetings standing there, and anybody who catches my eye is fair game.
Good. That's what I like to hear. Yes, it sounds like you've got a great job ahead.
Yeah, and thank you very much, Ralph.
Difficult to think of two important jobs at the same time, but I'm sure you'll work that out.
Oh, yeah, we'll get there. I think I missed a committee meeting on Wednesday, but that was due to other circumstances.
Those are usually the ones when you get the jobs, so beware.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've learnt that from other experiences that you should never miss committee meetings because you'll, if you're not there to say no, and I'm having a lot of difficulty pronouncing that word apparently. But yeah, I've got a full wardrobe now full of the different hats that I variously wear.
Good.
Yeah,
like you're in good company here.
Of hats too.
Very good.
But they're the cool ones. Well done. Well, I'm pleased to hear that you're not sitting about doing nothing.
Yeah, well, I'm currently also assisting our head trainer with redeveloping some of the Excel and Microsoft Word courses that we offer, and actually splitting them into an introductory and intermediate or more advanced section. because we find that sometimes what we have to do is we have to assess a student within the first half an hour as to where they are, as to whether we should follow the course we've got laid out in front of us, or whether we should deviate and give them the stuff that they really need because they already have the basics. And I guess that's the skill of the trainer in being able to determine the level. For example, I had an Excel student just recently. He said, I only really want a refresher. It turns out, I mean, this guy was in his 70s. He runs a business organising barramundi fishing tours up in the Northern Territory. And he's got this spreadsheet that he uses to keep track of everything. And we went through it and we made some suggestions on how he might improve the efficiency of the thing and give him a bit more information. And he went away a happy man. But that's the kind of thing that I think sometimes we have to look at rather than trying to religiously stick with the outlined curriculum that is put in front of us. I mean, there are some students where you have to do that.
So you need to be flexible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is always to listen.
Oh, yeah.
Not so much of you talking, but listening to what other people actually need.
Yeah, well, what I said to this particular bloke is, look, here's the index of all of what we're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks. I said, cross the ones you don't want to learn and tick the ones that you do, and we'll go through those. And that's why he went away reasonably happy, because we were able to, every now and then he'd ask a question, and, well, how do I do so-and-so? Ah, good you asked. Let's show you how to do that. Obviously, versions of Office 365 and Windows and things like that has a big part to play in it, but I've been using Excel and all of Microsoft products since they replaced Lotus 123, and hand up who remembers that one. And so, you develop a taste. The only thing you've got to do is, well, now let's see, in this version it's on this particular part of the ribbon, but in that version it's somewhere else. But it's there somewhere, but you just got to go and find it.
Yeah. Well, Excel's certainly been around for a very long time, and it's something that I suppose most of the population would use, unless they are Apple people.
Yeah, more so too, Microsoft Word. I mean, Windows comes with a thing called WordPad. And when we started to teach that some basic to some of the students, and they said, oh, I've never seen WordPad, I use Microsoft Word. Well, immediately I switched over to Microsoft Word because the tasks in the exercises that they had to do were identical. It's just that they were using Word with more options on the menu bar than the Mickey Mouse WordPad that comes with Windows.
Okay, but WordPad.
Can I just ask one question of Ross?
Wouldn't it?
Sorry,
Jennifer.
Could I just ask one question of Ross? In that, how many people do you have in your class group at a time?
One-on-one.
Okay. So obviously they're all seniors. So do they have a reason to learn things like Word and Excel, or are they learning it just for the sake of being able to learn it?
I'm not sure. I think what we're sort of trying to do is we're trying to give the seniors a reason for wanting to use the software. So, for example, I say to people, well, hey, do you want to communicate with your grandkids? Do you want to be able to receive their photographs and process them? Do you want to be able to send your own photographs to your grandkids or to your distant relatives, the ones who are living interstate, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? In many cases, it's communication. But when you're talking about Excel, okay, have you ever wanted to keep track of your veggie garden as to when your veggies are going to be ready to harvest? And they go, oh, never thought of it. you know, simple things of where do you store your passwords? Oh, well, I let Windows do it. No. Why don't you put it in an Excel spreadsheet? You know, and password protect it, and you've got them all there, and it's backed up, and so you know where they are, instead of going to try and find them through Windows. And sometimes you can have a look at that, and unless you've got that little eye there that says you can view what the password is, all you see is a bunch of stars.
So is that available on your phone and your tablet as well if you put it in Excel?
Well, yeah, look, tablets, you can get Excel on tablets.
No,
and indeed you can also get it on your phone. And so if you can create a spreadsheet anywhere, then you can do this thing.
But does it sync with what you've written on, say, your desktop machine? Does that sync with your phone?
Probably not. You probably have to upload it or somewhere. Yeah. And so you'd probably have to have one place where you said, oh, this is where I want to keep it.
Well, if you have a Microsoft subscription, then you have OneDrive. If you go to Google, you have Google Drive. So there's no reason why things shouldn't synchronize across multiple devices, so long as you remember that you're signed into.
I forgot about that, Nakia. I forgot that you could do that. I must admit, I don't particularly use OneDrive or Google Drive. I tend to have an external hard drive and basically use my laptop or desktop for everything.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's worth mentioning about OneDrive that is available to you.
Yeah. Yes. Look, when it first came out, I didn't trust it, and I must admit that they've probably got pretty good security on it, but it's just one of those things where once you are tainted with an opinion about something good's got to come along before you can change it.
Yeah. Well, if I can reassure you, government uses it. So
that's not necessarily a good recommendation.
But they won't use Dropbox, whereas I love
I do use Dropbox.
So,
yes. Yep.
So same thing, and Dropbox, there's a free version, and it's like anything. Most of your account-based services these days come with some sort of a cloud service. Yeah. So, and it's just up to you to remember your password.
You know, being introduced to computers back in the 80s, I was always.
Don't be stuck there though. We're not a museum.
I know. Although I think my wife thinks I should be in one. But no, I've tended to use a device that I can actually see, you know, whether it be a USB or a external hard drive or something like that, which I can physically hold on to and say, yes, that's where my data is. But look, I could be easily convinced to use the cloud, but just at the moment I'm comfortable with what I do.
So long as you've got a solid state drive, because there's nothing worse than having not solid state.
All of my data gets backed up 3 times a week. I synchronize between my external drive, my laptop, and my desktop, and I use a software package called FreeSync. It's a free software package, and if you can set it up, you just plug it into whichever one you want to do, and it'll say, all right, do an iterative backup, have a look at all of the files that have changed since the last time I did a backup, and move them backwards or forwards depending on which direction they should go. I then go into the desktop and do exactly the same. I then come back to the laptop and do it a third time, just in case there's
just go to the cloud, Ross. Just go to the cloud.
Yeah.
This is
keeps my mind occupied too.
Yeah,
but then when I go into the CPALs, I've got that external hard drive and everything's there.
Everything on my computer is backed up every hour without me doing a thing.
Okay. You're using OneDrive, are you?
No.
Apple.
No.
Oh, it's Apple. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We've come to.
Look, I've got a few little USBs hanging off mine as well, but they belong to different community groups. So I do work on my laptop and then take it to the community group to put it on their device.
Well, I was lucky enough to work for a company that went broke, And I had a 2 terabyte drive, which I was using at home. And when the company went broke, I said to the boss, what do you want me to do about this drive? And he said, use it at home. I don't want it. And so I got a 2 terabyte drive for nothing.
Very good.
No.
I think we're going to have to close there because we've come to the end of our time. But Judy, I do want to thank you for introducing us to your iconic gallery with 2 ends. And for everybody else for participating and for sharing your ideas with others around the group. And we'll see you in a month.